In 2014, a congressman asked the Secretary of Defense a direct question on national television. He asked about Delta Force operations in Syria. The response was extraordinary. The secretary looked at the camera and said he could neither confirm nor deny the existence of that unit. Everyone in the room knew it was a lie. Everyone watching knew it was a lie. And yet, that lie is the official position of the United States government to this day. Delta Force has existed since 1977. It has participated in operations in more than 40 countries. It has been portrayed in Hollywood films, in best-selling books, in documentaries. Retired operators have given interviews. The public knows names, faces, specific missions. And still, the United States government maintains an absurd position. Delta Force, as an offensive combat unit, officially does not exist. This is not bureaucratic incompetence. This is deliberate. And today we are going to explain exactly why. The official name has changed multiple times over the decades. First, it was Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, then Combat Applications Group, known as CAG, then Army Compartmented Elements, or ACE. Each name change serves a specific purpose, creating documentary confusion. When a journalist requests information under the Freedom of Information Act about Delta Force, the Pentagon can technically respond that it has no documents about that unit, because officially, that unit does not exist under that name. The Pentagon's budget documents, which are public, do not mention Delta Force anywhere. The budget for special operations appears under generic categories. According to Department of Defense data from 2023, Special Operations Command received more than $13 billion, but the specific distribution toward classified units like Delta remains completely hidden. Now comes the part that almost nobody understands. The denial is not just military tradition, it is deliberate legal architecture. In the United States, military operations are governed by two different legal frameworks. Title 10 of the United States Code authorizes conventional military operations. Title 50 authorizes covert intelligence operations. The difference is crucial. Operations under Title 10 require notification to Congress and can be publicly revealed. Operations under Title 50 can remain classified indefinitely. Delta Force operates in a deliberate gray zone between these two frameworks. When Delta executes a direct action mission, it can be classified as a military operation. When Delta executes a human intelligence mission, it can be classified as a covert operation. This ambiguity is not a system error, it is the system. If the government officially recognized that Delta Force is an offensive combat unit, it would create immediate legal obligations. Every operation would have to be documented under a specific framework. Every country where Delta has operated could file formal diplomatic protests. Every operator could be identified as a military combatant, losing the protection that comes from operating under civilian cover. This explains something that seems absurd from the outside. Delta operators cannot confirm their unit assignment even to their own families. According to testimonies from retired operators published in books like Inside Delta Force by Eric Haney, active members tell their families they work administrative jobs at Fort Liberty. Their wives know they are lying. Their children know they are lying. But the protocol is maintained. The medical records of Delta operators are compartmented. If an operator is wounded in combat in Syria, his medical file does not say Syria. It says domestic training. If an operator dies in action, his unit affiliation appears redacted in public records. Families receive the folded flag, but the official documents do not say where he died or what unit he served in. At Arlington National Cemetery, there are headstones of Delta operators who died in combat. The inscriptions mention their rank and dates of service. They do not mention Delta Force. They do not mention the missions. The denial continues even after death. Now, there have been moments where the denial became completely absurd. In 2001, journalist Mark Bowden published Black Hawk Down. The book identified Delta operators by name. It described specific tactics. It detailed the command structure during the 1993 Battle of Mogadishu. The government did not sue Bowden. It did not confiscate the book. It simply issued a statement saying it could neither confirm nor deny the information presented. A year later, Hollywood released the film based on the book. Actors portrayed Delta operators identified by their real names. The film showed tactics, equipment, unit structure. It won 2 Academy Awards. It grossed more than $170 million worldwide. And the official government position remained exactly the same. We can neither confirm nor deny. In 2002, Eric Haney, a founding operator of Delta Force, published Inside Delta Force. The book included details of the selection process, of operations in Grenada, of the internal structure of the unit. Haney appeared on national television programs, speaking openly about his time in Delta. The government did not prosecute him, it did not sue him, it simply maintained official silence. If you are thinking that you want to see more analysis about the elite units that operate in the shadows, subscribe now. We publish videos every week about the forces that governments do not want you to know about. Now, the obvious question is, if everyone knows that Delta exists, what is the point of continuing to deny it? The answer lies in something we will call operational cover. Delta Force is not just a direct action unit, it is a human intelligence unit. Delta operators conduct reconnaissance operations in countries where the United States officially has no military presence. They enter as civilians. They use passports that show no military affiliation. They conduct surveillance, recruit sources, prepare the ground for future operations. If the government officially recognized that these men are soldiers, every covert operation they have conducted would be retroactively exposed. Every country where they have operated without official permission could file espionage charges. Every source they have recruited could be identified and eliminated. The denial protects not only current operators, but decades of past operations. Now let us compare this with what has happened with the Navy SEALs. SEAL Team 6, also known as DevGRU, operates under similar parameters to Delta. But the SEAL community has adopted a completely different approach toward public exposure. SEAL operators have written memoirs. They have appeared on podcasts, they have given television interviews, they have consulted for Hollywood films. The result has been problematic from an operational security perspective. According to Pentagon reports cited by the Associated Press in 2020, the media exposure of SEAL operators has created intelligence vulnerabilities. Foreign intelligence services have compiled databases of publicly identified operators. Families of operators have received threats. Within the Delta community, this is seen as a warning. Publicity is the enemy of operational capability. Every operator who appears in public, every book that is published, every film that is released, reduces the effectiveness of future covert operations. A retired Delta operator, speaking on condition of anonymity for a Washington Post report in 2019, explained it this way. When a SEAL publishes a book, he burns his own network. When enough SEALs publish books, they burn everyone's network. Delta has decided that is not going to happen to us. So, what would happen if the government finally officially recognized Delta Force? The consequences would be immediate and severe. First, the Freedom of Information Act would apply to Delta documents. Journalists could request records of operations. The government would have to confirm or deny specific missions. The legal gray zone that enables covert operations would collapse. Second, congressional oversight would require public reporting. Intelligence committees already oversee Delta, but they do so under classified protocols. Official recognition would change that. Third, foreign governments could formally protest Delta operations on their territory. Currently, if Delta operates in a country without permission, that country cannot protest something that officially did not happen. Recognition would completely change the diplomatic dynamic. For all these reasons, the denial will probably never end. It is not bureaucratic stubbornness. It is not outdated tradition. It is cold strategic calculation. The denial of Delta Force is the feature, not the bug. And here is the truth that almost nobody says out loud. The government's denial is not a cover-up. It is the weapon itself. As long as Delta Force officially does not exist, it can operate anywhere, at any time, under any cover. The day the government recognizes it, that capability disappears forever. The question that remains is this. In a world where information is increasingly impossible to control, where every operation can be leaked, where every operator can be identified by facial recognition, how much longer can this official fiction be sustained? And when it finally collapses, what will replace Delta Force as the unit that officially does not exist?